Hello everyone. So today we are going to study about the term paging which comes under the operating system. So first let's see what is the need of the paging. The paging is mainly used in order to overcome the disadvantage of the dynamic partitioning. So what is dynamic partitioning? This dynamic partitioning is a method which is used in order to keep track of the free as well as an allocated blocks of the memory. So in the dynamic partitioning, one of the problem occurs as external fragmentation. And one of the solution that is used in order to overcome the external fragmentation is compaction. So first let's see what is external fragmentation. Consider that our main memory is divided into three partition. Two partition is for the whole and one partition is for the process. So wholes means it is the free space that are available in the particular main memory. So here, total main memory is divided into three partition, two for the wholes, that is two for the free space that are available of 1 MB each, and one is for the process which is 2 MB. So here the process is denoted as P1. Now even though we are having the wholes of 2 MB, we cannot allocate the process of 2 MB into that wholes or into that free space. What is the reason? The reason is that the reason is that the particular wholes are not the particular wholes cannot be combined together in order to make 2 MB. The wholes are available as 1 MB each, so that this process of 2 MB cannot be included in that particular free space. So there can be two solutions. So two solution for this problem. So when we ask to a common person, the common person can say a two solution for this problem. One solution can be either we can combine the two wholes in order to insert the process into the wholes. Second solution is we can divide that process into two in order to make it allocated into that free wholes. So two solution is possible. So here we are discussing the second solution, that is the dividing of the particular process in order to make it allocated into the free space that are available. This process is defined to be the paging. The paging is a method which is used to divide the process in the pages so that we can store them in the memory at the different holes. So this is a diagrammatic representation of the paging process. So here we are having the process of 1 MB. We are having the wholes of 1 MB each, which are located at the different places. And we are having the process of 2 MB. So by the method of paging, we will be dividing this process of 1 MB, 2 MB into the two parts of 1 MB each, and we can allocate the process into the free wholes that are of 1 MB, which are placed at the different location in the main memory. So this is the main advantage of the paging. So in the paging, here we have to study about MMU, that is Memory Management Unit. So what is Memory Management Unit? The Memory Management Unit is used in order to convert the logical address into the physical address. The logical address is an address that is generated through the CPU or generated by the CPU for the pages, and the physical address is the actual address of the frame where the page is stored. So always we need an actual address in order to uh, get the pages that is stored in the memory. For example, consider that I have to uh, provide a message to my friend Renu, and I am not having the phone number of the Renu. I am having only the phone number of her sister. So what I will do is, first I will be contacting her sister in order to get the number of the Renu. So after getting the number, I will be contacting the Renu in order to provide or in order to share my message with the Renu. So here the logical address is the address of or the phone number of the Renu sister, and the physical address is the phone number of the Renu. So I am using the Renu's sister's phone number in order to get Renu's number. So here what we are doing is we are using the physical address, we are using the logical address in order to get the physical address, so that by using that physical address we will be getting the corresponding page that is stored in the main memory. And here the logical address is mainly divided into two parts, that is page number as well as offset. And the MMU, that is Memory Management Unit of the OS, needs to convert the page number into the frame number. So here the two terms that we studied are the logical address space as well as the physical address. Now let's see what is this physical address and the logical address. So first is the logical physical address space. The physical address space in the system can be defined as size of the main memory. So here the process size will be always less than that of the physical address space. The process will be always stored in the physical address space. So if the processes size of the process is higher, whether we will be able to store that process in the physical address space? No, it is not possible to store. Therefore, the process size should be always less than that of the physical address space. So the things to be noted is that when the physical address space is n words, then the physical address is log base 2 of n. So you should remember this term in the physical address space, that is if the physical address space is n words, then the corresponding physical address will be log base 2n. Next is the logical address space. The logical address space is defined as the size of the process, and size of the process should be less than that of the main memory. Always the process will be stored in the main memory in order to do the particular processes or in order to activate that process. So if the process is higher than that of the main memory, we will not be able to store that process in the main memory. Therefore, the size of the process should be always less than that of the main memory. So in the logical address space, what you should remember is that logical address space, if it is L words, then the logical address is log base 2 of L bits. So in the physical address space as well as in the logical address space, we come across the term word. So now let's see what is word. The word is defined to be the smallest unit of the memory, which is defined to be the collection of bytes. And consider that we are having an n-bit address. If this n-bit address is provided to a decoder, the decoder will be providing 2 raised to n memory location as an output. So if we are consider that we are having an n-bit address, so this n-bit address we are providing into a decoder. So what the decoder will do, this decoder will be converting, or this decoder will be providing us the 2 raised to n memory location as its output. Now next is the virtual memory. So the virtual memory is a term that all computer science students are familiar with. But still there will be someone who's having a doubt regarding what is this virtual memory. Is the virtual memory is real or it is not real? So this is a confusion that is already there among some of the students. So now let's see what is this main memory. The main virtual memory. The virtual memory is just an illusion that is created in order to make the memory, in order to make the main memory as big. So here how this main memory is becoming big. This main memory is combined with the secondary memory, and thus we are seeing the main memory as a big memory. So it is creating an illusion as the main memory, the size of the main memory is higher than that of the original size. So this is an illusion. So what are the advantages of this illusion? The advantage is that we can provide the process with the large size into the main memory. So consider that we are having the main memory of 2 MB. So virtual memory means it will be combining the secondary memory. So if the secondary memory is 2 MB and if it is combined with the original main memory, we will be getting the illusion as the main memory is of size 4 MB. So what we will do, we can insert the process of 3 MB or the process of 4 MB into that main memory. So the big process can be inserted into the main memory by the concept of virtualization, by the concept of illusion. And also, instead of providing a single big process, we can also load the different parts of more than one process into the main memory. So the degree of the multi-programming increases. So what is multi-programming? The multi-programming is a method where we can program, or where we can execute the multiple programs at a time. So when the degree of multi-programming increases, the CPU utilization will also be increased, which is the main advantage of the virtual memory. So demand paging, the demand paging is a concept that comes under the virtual memory management. That is, the demand paging is one of the popular method of the virtual memory management. So in the demand paging, what we are doing is the pages of the process that are least used will be stored in the secondary memory. And in the future, when we need that particular process in order to avoid this page fault, or during the case when the page fault occurs, we will be taking that particular pages from the secondary memory. So this is the use of the demand paging. The advantages of the virtual memory. So the main advantage of the virtual memory are the degree of the multi-programming will be increased. We can run the large application with the less real RAM, and there is no need in order to buy more memory RAM, because by this virtualization concept or the illusion concept, we are seeing the main memory as very big memory. So there is no need in order to buy more memory RAMs for the storage purposes. And disadvantages are the system becomes slower since the swapping time takes a time, and it takes more time in switching between the application, and the user will have the lesser hard disk space for its use. So these are the disadvantages of the virtual memory. So this is an overall concept of the paging. So first we have discussed about the need of the paging, and after that we have discussed MMU, then the physical address space, logical address space, virtual memory, words, demand paging. So I hope you got a clear idea or a simple idea of what this paging is about. Thank you.